Hello and welcome to another video on expanding brackets. This is part 2, and if you haven't already done so, I highly recommend you watch part 1, which is an introduction video. So in this video, we're going to take it a step further and we're going to look at single brackets, but where we've got two sets of brackets. So I'm going to go through a couple of examples where what we need to do is we need to expand and simplify. And then when I've gone through those examples, I'm going to give you a few questions to have a go at. So if we take a look at this first example, we need to expand and simplify this expression. So if we focus on the first set of brackets, whatever we've got in front of our brackets, we need to multiply that by everything in our inside our brackets. So we need to multiply the 3 by the x, and we also need to multiply the 3 by the positive 5. So 3 times x, that will give us 3x, and then 3 times 5 is positive 15. And now we do exactly the same with the second set of brackets. We multiply the 2 by the x, and then we multiply the 2 by the 1. So 2 times x, well, that's going to be positive 2x. And then 2 times 1, well, that's just going to be positive 2. So we've done the first part. We've expanded our brackets. Now we just need to simplify our answer. So we just need to collect like terms. You can see we've got a 3x here and a 2x. Well, that will be 5x. And then we've got a positive 15 and a positive 2. Well, that's going to give me positive 17. So my final answer is 5x plus 17. Okay, let's take a look at our second example now. And this one is slightly trickier because we've got some negatives in here. But the process is exactly the same. So the first set of brackets, we're going to take our 2 and we're going to multiply that by the 7y. So 2 times 7y is 14y. And then we're going to multiply our 2 by the negative 3x. So always remember to include your sign. So 2 times negative 3x, that is going to be negative 6x. Now let's look at our second set of brackets. So we're going to take the negative 8 and we're going to multiply that by the x. So negative 8 times x is negative 8x. And now this part is where a lot of people go wrong. So we're going to take the negative 8 and we're going to multiply by negative 4y. So when we multiply two negative numbers together, we get a positive answer. And 8 times 4y is 32y. So a lot of people will put negative 32y, but it's actually positive 32y. Okay, now let's look at simplifying our answer. So we've got 14y and we're adding on 32y. Well, that's going to give us positive 46y. And then we've got negative 6x minus 8x. Well, that will be negative 14x. So this here is our final answer. Okay, so it's over to you now. Pause the video and see if you can expand and simplify these 6 expressions. Okay, I'm assuming you've paused the video, so let's go through this together now. So question number 1, if we start with the first bracket, we're going to do 5 multiplied by y, which is 5y. And then 5 multiplied by positive 3, that's positive 15. And now let's look at the second bracket. 2 times y, that's going to be plus 2y. And then 2 times positive 7, 2 times 7 is 14. And now we just need to collect like terms. So we've got 5y plus 2y. That will give us 7y. And then 15 plus 14 is 29. So our final answer is 7y plus 29. Okay, question number 2. So we're going to do 9 multiplied by 1, which is just 9. And then 9 multiplied by positive 2y. So 9 times 2 is 18, so it's plus 18y. Now the second bracket, we're going to do 3 times 3, which is plus 9. And then 3 times negative y is negative 3y. So let's collect like terms. Let's deal with the y's first. So we've got positive 18y minus 3y. Well, that will be 15y. And then we've got 9 plus 9 is 18. So our answer is 15y plus 18. Okay, question number 3. So 7 times 2g is 14g. And then 7 times 3 is 21, so plus 21. And now let's move on to the second bracket. So we've got negative 5 times g. Well, that's going to be negative 5g. And then we've got negative 5 times positive 2, and that's going to be negative 10. So we've got 14g minus 5g. Well, that's going to be 9g. And then we've got 21 minus 10 is plus 11. So it's 9g plus 11. Question 4. So w times w is w squared. And then w times 5 is plus 5w. Now the second bracket, we've got w times w again, which is plus w squared again. And then we've got w times positive 7, which is plus 7w. And if we collect like terms, we've got a w squared and another w squared. So that's 2w squared. And then we've got a 5w plus a 7w. There are 12 w's. So it's 2w squared plus 12w. That will be our final answer. Okay, and the next question. So we've got 8c multiplied by 8. That's going to be 64c. And then 8c times negative 3a. Or 8 times 3. Well, first of all, it's going to be negative. And then 8 times 3 is 24. And then we've got c times a. We can just write that as ac. And then our second bracket. We've got 3 times 4. Well, that's plus 12. And then 3 times negative c, that's negative 3c. So let's simplify this. We've got 64c minus 3c. Well, that's going to be 61c. And then we can't simplify these two things, so we don't have any other like terms. So we've just got 61c minus 24ac plus 12. So we've actually got 3 terms for this one, and that is our final answer. Now, last but not least, this is probably the trickiest one of them all. So we've got 4c multiplied by 3c. Well, that's going to be 12c squared. And then we've got 4c times negative c squared. So it's going to be negative 4. And then c times c squared is c cubed. And now if we focus on the second bracket, we've got negative 2c squared times 4. Well, that would be negative 8c squared. And then finally, negative 2c squared times negative 5c. So the two negatives give us a positive. 2 times 5 is 10. And then c squared times c is c cubed. So it looks like we can simplify. If we first of all focus on the c cubes, we've got negative 4c cubed plus 10c cubed. That will give us 6c cubed. And then we've got 12c squared minus 8c squared. That's going to be plus 4c squared. So our final answer is 6c cubed plus 4c squared. So how did you get on with those 6 questions? Hopefully you got on well, and hopefully this video was useful in your understanding of how to expand single brackets. In the next video, we're going to take a look at expanding double brackets. So hopefully you'll join me for that video, and thanks again for watching. Take care.